Welcome to the second part of this photorealistic Hawaiian review. We will be flying with real-time weather today, thanks to basically a really nice tip that I found online to improve performance, and mine seems to have improved quite a bit. And it's the affinity mask, especially if you have an AMD FX processor with 4 cores or more. You should definitely look into this because this basically limits the number of cores that are reserved for Flight Simulator. So I think if you don't change it, Flight Simulator takes up all the cores, and so there are no cores left to take care of other processing that might be necessary for your operating system or etc. So look into it if you have some performance trouble, and you have especially if you have an AMD FX. There are calculators online that give you the best configuration for you for your processor. And yeah, so let's start and let's see what changed with the photorealistic scenario that we installed for Hawaii.
Since this is a checkout flight, you get to do all the flying. To make it easier, I'll handle the radios. Let's get out of here before the lunchtime rush. Once we're airborne, I'll fill you in on where we'll go. Molokai ground, Mooney 123 Mike Sierra on the ramp with Lima, ready to taxi northeastbound.
Mooney 123 Mike Sierra, taxi to runway 5 via taxiway Alpha.
Runway 5 via Alpha, 3 Mike Sierra. Okay, release the brakes and turn right onto taxiway Alpha.
So it looks like we're a little off. We're not starting at the same point as we started previously, but as long as we can land, I don't think that's a big problem.
Not to toot my own horn, but I've lived in Hawaii my whole life, and I used to be a tour guide, so you picked the right guy to fly with. This should be a lot of fun. Hawaii's a beautiful place, and there's no better way to see it than from an airplane. By the way, this isn't a test. It's just a chance for you to get acquainted with the local area and procedures. After this flight, you'll be able to rent an airplane from us and fly on your own.
No more trees, as we had before. So, well, I don't know the airport, so I don't know if there are trees over there or not. But I guess not. It's quite windy today, as we can see.
We're cleared across runway 1735. So look both ways, then go ahead and taxi across.
Looks clear.
Okay, stop here and I'll get our takeoff clearance. Molokai Tower, Mooney 123 Mike Sierra, ready to go. Runway 5.
Mooney 3 Mike Sierra cleared for takeoff. Wind 049er at 7.
Cleared for takeoff. 3 Mike Sierra. All set? Let's go flying. Take off and maintain runway heading. Rotate at about 65 knots in this airplane.
Okay, let's get airborne.
A good climb speed in this airplane is about 90 knots. Keep the throttle full and adjust pitch to maintain 90 knots. Don't forget to retract the landing gear.
Yes, sir.
Nice takeoff. If you look at the GPS, you'll see that I've entered a flight plan to Hana on Maui. That's where we're headed. You don't have to fly that route. I'm in no rush, so feel free to explore along the way. There might be some whales in the channel between Molokai and Maui. You can fly wherever you want, and I'll tell you about some of the things we fly over. If I can make a suggestion, you might want to start by continuing offshore a bit, then following the north shore of Molokai to the east. You'll get a great view of some spectacular cliffs. Climb as high as you want. When you level off, don't forget to bring the power back.
Hey, this looks amazing right here. Yeah. Oh, the water in the distance. Clouds. Everything looks amazing. Just awesome value for... I paid 12 euros for this. The whole thing, yeah. Let's level off. Let's try and level off at 1800. Should be fine. Look at that. It's just perfect. Really nice and smooth, by the way, even recording at the same time. And with the weather, well, maybe it's placebo, but I really think it was the affinity mask setting, like I was saying, very important setting. And This is gorgeous. The airport is a bit off, as we can see. Let's concentrate on flying a little bit. We're getting too low. Wow. No more strange looking trees. Airplane flying over us, 4,000 feet on water.
Along this coast are the highest sea cliffs in the world. The tallest ones are 3,600 feet above the water. There have been a lot of theories about the north shore of Molokai, but geologists now think that the cliffs were sculpted by waves. Whatever it was, the result is pretty spectacular. And you can't see it unless you're on a boat or on an airplane. Keep your eyes open around here for other airplanes. The north coast of Molokai is usually buzzing with commuter planes flying between Maui and Oahu.
Gorgeous.
After it rains, there are lots of waterfalls on the north shore of Molokai, but one of them is always flowing. Kahului Falls. It's the longest waterfall in Hawaii, 1,750 feet high. The falls is tucked at the end of a small valley near here. Try to find it if you want.
We can notice the textures changing from low resolution to high resolution, but it's nothing too annoying. It's still a very pleasurable experience. Oh, little graphical glitch over there. Time weather, so pretty clear in Hawaii.
That's Palilolo Channel down there. It's 8.5 miles wide between Molokai and Maui. Believe it or not, over the years, 16 people have actually swum across. Humpback whales like to swim through these channels too. They come down here from Alaska in the winter to give birth to their young in the warm waters, then swim back for the summer. If we keep our eyes open, maybe we'll see one. Wow! Check out that pod of humpback whales down there.
Can't see it, sorry. What I can see is beautiful Hawaiian landscape. Let's try and descend a little. Look at this coastal line. So much better than before.
That's the small town of Lahaina down below. In the early 1800s, it was the capital of Kamehameha's Hawaiian kingdom. Eventually, the capital moved to Honolulu, but Lahaina was still booming, mostly as a stopover for whaling ships. In those days, more than 500 whaling ships stopped at Lahaina every year. Today, tourism is the main industry. Lots of great shops and restaurants down there, not to mention one of the world's largest banyan trees.
You can even see the tennis courts. It's great. Fantastic. Just amazing. Quite stable at 1300 feet, so let's keep it like this. On this side. What a great day to fly. up to Molokini. This is amazing. Amazing.
If you want to see Haleakala and the observatory on top, you'd better start climbing now. The mountain tops out at 10,000 feet above sea level.
No, I'm okay, thanks. The mesh doesn't look quite right over there. That island looks pretty good as well. I haven't flown over it yet, but it's in my plans. The water is amazing. Clouds, great. Sky is amazing. Really, I'm trying to convince myself to get some payware add-ons for the textures. But I think I will just stick to trying to get photorealistic sceneries for other places.
One day a few years ago, I was flying right around here pretty low, and I looked down at the water, and a humpback whale breached right where I was looking. He jumped right out of the water as if he knew I was watching. To this day, it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
As I was saying, I don't know how much more payware textures add-ons could improve this experience. Maybe I'll have to eat my own words in the future, but the photorealistic ground is, I mean, in my opinion, is what really makes a difference here. The clouds, the sky, the water, they already look amazing to me. So this was all freeware. There's also payware textures. I guess they would improve it still a bit more, but yeah, how much better can it get? Like, I don't know. You have a lot of videos online comparing payware stuff to FSX out of the box. That's fine.
See that little island? It's Molokini, the top of an extinct volcano. The crescent shade protects the reef from the elements, so it's one of Hawaii's most popular dive sites. There are about 250 different species of fish down there.
Okay, sorry, as I was saying, there's a lot of comparisons between out-of-the-box FSX and with payware textures, but that's not really a fair comparison, right? So what we need to compare is the payware textures versus freeware textures, and maybe I'll do some comparisons like this in the future. But honestly, the water looks amazing as is. The sky is also nothing short of amazing. I don't know. I don't know if I'll invest on payware stuff, honestly. Not for these textures, at least. I mean, for Molokini looks so much better. Sorry for changing the subject here, but Molokini, the out-of-the-box version, it's just a flat moon-shaped thing, and yeah, look how much better it is here. Pleasure to fly over. So, but as I was saying, I might get glitches here. Might be the low resolution, the high resolution textures loading up. Wow, this is amazing. Some issues there with the photorealistic stuff. It looks like it was a cloudy day over there. And we can see a lot of golf courses, yeah, which are there in the out-of-the-box FSX Team Edition. But of course, these are the real golf courses, opposed to just standard golf course textures, yeah. Guys, this is just amazing.
See that airport at the north end of the valley? That's Kahului. Hundreds of tourists arrive there every day from all over the world. We could land there, but it's pretty busy with all the airliners. So let's just keep heading east to Hana.
Like more clouds over here. Still climbing. What's that? Agricultural stuff? Interesting. There's the airport. Try to fly along the coast. More beautiful, I guess.
If you're wondering how the first people got to Hawaii, they came using double-hulled canoes, navigating over thousands of miles of open ocean without any instruments. When the Europeans got here, they found that hard to believe, but it's true. And recently, there have been several recreations of the ancient journeys in authentic canoes. Interesting stuff if you like history.
What's harder to believe is how beautiful this looks like with the photorealistic scenery. the real-time weather engine is still working. Wow, the Hawaiian people are lucky today. 100% clear sky. Windy. Wow. Water on this side.
The Hana Highway from Kahului to Hana is right down there. It's 52 miles long, has 600 hairpin turns, and 56 one-lane bridges. I know, I've counted.
Actually, I looked it up on Google Maps and it looks kind of crazy, this highway. It must be a torture for, I don't know, carriers, DHL, UPS or whatever, delivering mail. Must be an adventure. That would be a pretty good...
To drive the highway takes almost 3 hours, which is why, unlike the rest of Maui, Hana has remained a pretty sleepy little town. We'll cover the same distance in about 15 minutes.
That would be a pretty good candidate for a self-driven car or truck or whatever, yeah, because the person doing that's probably
I grew up
exhausted.
just outside of Hana, right down there. My dad drove me to school every day along the Hana Highway.
There's the highway. Looks great. There's our airport. So let's start thinking about landing. Like slowing down. I'll land straight in. No point in extending this video unnecessarily long.
That's Hana Airport up ahead. If you think it's beautiful here, you're not alone. Mark Twain, Jack London, and Charles Lindbergh all fell in love with Hana. In fact, Lindbergh spent the last years of his life in Hana, and his grave is right around here. The locals get annoyed by all the airplanes circling it, so let's just head for the airport and land. As you approach the airport, slow to 140 knots or less, and lower the landing gear. You can use the speed brake if you need to get down in a hurry. Lower the flaps as you continue slowing. You want about 75 knots on final.
Still too high. can't be good. Are we crashing? Almost, but no.
Nice landing. Welcome to Hana. Let's park in front of the office on the south side of the field.
Okay, so as you can see, amazing job by all the guys that did this. Really, the photorealistic scenery, it looks amazing. It was very pleasurable trip, and yeah, definitely show the guys some support if you like their work. Consider donating, of course. $9 for this. I think it's definitely worth it. Well, this was free, $9 for the seasonable textures. And remember, if you have an AMD FX processor, remember the Affinity mask setting. Huge difference in performance for me, especially with the real weather. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Well, you did a great job. All checked out as far as I'm concerned. Let's grab a bite in town, then we'll head back to Molokai.